Hi friends! Welcome to Gemma Darling Dailies, Season 6, Episode 2? I have no idea if that's correct. I think it is. I haven't podcasted in a long time, and usually I explain to you why, but I'm pretty sure you guys just know. Lots been going on in all of our lives, and to actually get myself like dressed and presentable is a feat. It's something like I give myself like a gold medal for these days. So today I was like, I am skeevy. I need to take a shower. I need to do my hair. I just did my makeup and everything. I felt good. And I was like, okay, let's podcast. And I really, really miss you guys. I'm so sorry I haven't come to you more. I do intend to. The past month, I have literally not been feeling well. It's like a very scary not feeling well. It's like a dizzy tightness in my head, all this stuff that, you know, it's probably grieving and stress and a lot of stuff like that, but it feels very real and it really suffocates you. And so, you know, I just kind of took some time for myself, and spring is coming and we're going to get the garden going. We have the seeds going, and I think the plants are about 4 to 5 inches tall already. And so I'm really excited, and this is all over the place today. Okay. So I have been doing a lot of knitting. Actually, I've been doing a lot of crochet. And as you know, the Knit Collage knit along is coming, but this season it's a make along because Vanessa's pattern won one of the spots, and it is a crochet cardigan. And so if you guys are looking to join the Knit Collage world, but you're not a knitter, yeah, there's a crochet option for you this time, and it's got sleeves that need to be knit, but with Amy's step-by-step tutorial videos that you get with the Knit Collage, when you enter the world, when you enter the knit-alongs, the make-along this time, you're gonna know how to do it. So I would say go for it. Congratulations, Vanessa. Your first pattern is amazing, and I don't think any of us can wait to do it. So we're gonna do that for the spring, but I wanted to show you guys some stuff that I've been working on, trying to get some stuff, you know, done for finish at February. And why are my bangs puffing out like all weird? Just go with it, right? And I have a lot of stashquisitions, and I did not write it down. Usually I write it down just in like, you know, this is what I bought, this is what I'm making, this is what I want to make. Like I did that, and I just did not do anything. I sat in front of this camera completely blank with stuff around me, and I kind of can't move. So let's start with whips. Okay. So I picked up this whip again because this is something that I really, really want. And I realized that when we pick a pattern and we buy yarn, it's an investment, and we should follow through, right? Because you want the sweater, you want to make it. So again, you guys are going to like, really, you're going to vom. It's my portage cardigan. Again, I know, it's like all I've been talking about since, and Sammy's almost like 2.5, 3. So I started this when I was in the hospital with her, and apparently I didn't get very far. But I have started the sleeves. And I've discovered sleeves just aren't that bad. They're really not that bad. So we kind of just have to bite the bullet. They're part of our world. Did I drop a stitch? No. Okay. So I am doing my sleeves. Now, I am not someone who likes magic loop, and I do not like DPNs. And you say, okay, well, if you don't like those two, how do you make sleeves? Well, I make sleeves with 12-inch circulars. And when you get used to them, they are not bad. They really are not bad. At the beginning, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I'm knitting as if I'm in a movie when I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't look like I'm really knitting. But, you know, you're just kind of holding it with your pinkies out as if it's tea time, and you're like knitting away, but it's not bad. And so what I usually do is I order 2 of the same size, and therefore I can knit simultaneously. I can do, you know, a couple decreases on this side, I can do a couple decreases on this side, and when I'm done, I'm done. I don't have to go back to another sleeve. So that is how I do it. I know that it's psychological. I have to get it in my head that I'm completing them both at once, and then all of a sudden they're done. So that is what I do. Now, these are US 7 12-inch circulars from Licka. And or Likey, whatever you guys decide to say. I heard once it was called Licka, and that's why I say it. But I may be wrong. So anyway, Lykke, I believe is correct. And so I'm doing it. And it looks pretty good. There are a lot of decreases on this. I haven't tried it on yet. I probably should do that because it looks kind of weird. It looks really bubbly at the bottom. But I followed the directions. And at the beginning, I made a mistake and I had knit like the whole sleeves and I had to tear it down. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I put on Coyote Ugly and I fixed it. Sometimes you just got to put on something with good music, a movie that you know in your head. You don't have to watch. You just listen, right? Like Rocky or The Godfather, like Empire Records. Almost Famous. And you just got to get a knit. So I did it. I fixed it. No problem. I ordered 2 of these needles. I think they were, so they were $13 each, which I was like, okay, whatever. I thought they should be less, but whatever. I get them from Amazon and it's 2 3-packs that I ordered. So I have 6 of these, which I'm not even going to send back because we have whips and 7 is the size that I usually like. It's my favorite needle size 7. It's a good size for DK. DK sweaters you can make in like a 6 or a 7. I like a 7 for the way that I knit. I knit one in a 6 once and it was very dense, but it was still great because it was a very heavy sweater. So it was good that it was dense. Otherwise it would have just looked like it was melting on me. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. So I got down to the bottom of the decreases. Okay, so now I just have to knit for length. So it's not lined up here. They're not uneven, I promise you. I'm very, very into symmetry. Symmetry drives me nuts when things are not symmetrical. So there you go. Yes, one does look longer, and that's going to have to go. I may have done a couple more rounds than the other one. Anyway, yeah, I am that person that it bothers me like when I buy a shirt, I always measure from here to here on every shirt because if you hold those 2 things together and one's like an inch longer than the other, the shirt will not fit right. So whenever I go to try on clothes or I order clothes, the first thing I do is fold it in half and check if these match. Because if these match, usually everything else is good. But that's my psychosis. I know I'm like, it's not a normal thing to do, but it makes me feel better. So there you go. So I'm working on this and I am hoping to start the collar sometime soon, but I have other whips, obviously. I haven't really been working on some of my other whips, so let me show you. I have 2 others. Let's see. I think I showed you guys this one last time. I had been waiting on needles for it. So this is my knit collage in fuchsia. It was a free knit, which means I just cast on and started knitting. And I've talked about this a couple times. I just knit up the back, a square, like I didn't even put the ribbing in. I just cast on. I used a provisional cast on so that I could grab the stitches again later, unzip them and grab them. I just knit up in a square. I knit like 9 stitches and I bound off 20 and then I knit another 9 for the shoulders. And then when I came around, I knit 9, cast on 20, and then knit another 9. So I had a neck hole. And it was literally just a hole, like no ribbing, no fanciness, nothing, because I want it to be like flash dance, like off the shoulder. That's, that movie is like the be-all, end-all for 80s fashion. And let me tell you, it's great. You want to wear leggings and a cute little sweatshirt hanging off and like a tank top underneath and then some really hot heels. You can go anywhere in that outfit. You can go anywhere. I'm telling you. I have. So here we are. I put a stitch marker on the front so that I would know it was the front. You're hearing all my needles because you have to use a size 19 needle for this. I didn't have size 19 DPNs, so that's what I was waiting on. I was doing the 2 circulars for the sleeves and it was just not coming out well. So I just hit myself in the face. But I picked up for the sleeves, which I hate doing. So I did both sides. What I do is I put stitch markers. So you don't have to sit there and go, oh, I'm going to pick them all up. Is it even? I'm going to pick them all up. Is it even? Map it out with stitch markers and then go pick them up. So once you've mapped it all out and it's even, you're good. I did the same thing when I seamed it together because I had to seam about 4 or 5 inches together. It looks really sloppy right now, but with knit collage, that's what's great. You can hide the sloppiness. Like at the end, I'll address it. It's not a big deal. And it's under my arm. Like, who cares? So this like hole here, like, I'll just address it later. So right here, I was doing the 2 circular needles, and then I started doing magic loop, and it wasn't looking nice. So I was like, okay, I don't like DPNs, but when you're dealing with DPNs are like as big as thumbs, it's really not that bad. It's not. So I got these, which I can also kill vampires with, which is great. You know, if you're going to buy something and it has 2 uses, I feel like that's a win. So, they're really big. I mean, they are really big. Now, with 19s are 15 millimeters, that's fine. When you're doing something that requires a US 17, please make sure you're getting the right size, because there are 12 millimeter and 12.75 millimeter, and different companies manufacture them in different sizes. I like to knit with the knit collage with the 12.75. I tried knitting at the beginning with the 12, and it's a total difference. I was like, why is this coming out tight? If I knit with the 19, it's too loose. The 12.75 is great for most knit collage sweaters. So if you are going to buy needles, get that. I used a 19 for this sweater because I wanted it to be really light and airy, not something necessarily for the middle of winter. But I'm going to knit really, really long sleeves on it. I put a split hem on it, if you can see this. So it's got, you know, it's longer in the front than it is, I'm sorry, it's shorter in the front than it is the back. I can't really see it. I'm sorry. See, split there. Because these things are hanging in the way. But I will show you as soon as it's done. I'll take some pictures, and hopefully it will be done for my next podcast, which should be in 6 months. Okay, so I have that in my really big Yarnia bag, which I love my Yarnia bag. Yarnia is my local yarn store, and I'm sorry to say I haven't been there in years, and because of the pandemic though, and for nothing else. But if you log on to Yarnia, shopyarnia.com, you can get lots of great stuff, and it's a wonderful, wonderful store run by wonderful, good-hearted women that work really hard. So support Yarnia. All right, next whip. My daughter is turning 6 in April, and I can't believe it, but she decided she wanted a rainbow party. Now, Franny has a lot of these. She sees things on what she calls the colors, which is YouTube Kids. And at night, the girls get all ready for bed, and they're allowed to sit in bed for a little while and watch YouTube Kids. And a lot of the stuff on there is art projects, like sand art or this and that. Some of it's like people, Barbie dolls, and they're going, oh, skipper doll. So I've seen them start playing like that, which is kind of funny. And it's stuff that's curated for kids. There's one guy, and it's like this dad and his son, and the son's like 2 or 3. And they try, and this kid's going to be so good at beer pong when he gets to college. The father puts like red cups like all over the house, and they try to bounce like the ping pong ball like off the walls and get it in the cup. Like, it's hysterical. And I think that watching this type of stuff, you know, it gives kids like a scientific mind. How can we solve these problems? And so I don't actually mind YouTube Kids. Some of the stuff is ridiculous, and I will make them change it. So you do have to stay within the general vicinity of your children when they're watching it. But you can trust, it's nothing inappropriate. It's just some stuff is just going to turn their brain to mush, and other stuff is going to build it up. Anyway, that being said, my daughter wants a rainbow party. Now, she has said weird stuff in the past. She wanted a pirate party. When she was 3, we had a yellow submarine party for her. So it was like a Beatles party, which my dad just ate that up. He loved it. I have a video of them singing, which just brings me to tears. It's adorable. And I'm glad she did that before we lost him, because I think it was fun for him to see her like something that he loves. And so this year she wants a rainbow party. And I was like, okay, rainbow, that's fine. I knew I wanted to practice some crochet before we're making Vanessa's sweater, because I can crochet, but it's not a second nature thing to me. Doing a double crochet I can do really quickly, but if I have to follow a pattern, like for me, I don't read it as well as I read other things. Stuff only gets in my eye when I'm podcasting. Whatever, you're just going to stay there. So I decided that I wanted to find something to crochet. And as luck has it, my friend Sarah, who gave me the tree for my dad when my dad passed away, she was learning how to crochet. She was teaching herself how to crochet at work one night, because I guess it was slow. And she was missing it. She was trying to do triangles, and it was coming out like more like trapezoids, like with this. It wasn't straight at the bottom. It was kind of up like this. And she's like, I don't understand what's happening. I said, okay, well, I'm not a great crocheter, but let me look at the pattern. Maybe I can figure out why you're doing this. So I looked at the pattern. She was just missing this chain at the bottom that after you do the groups of 3, you have to chain and then you turn your work and do your chain 3. So anyway, she was missing that last double crochet, which on one side it's a chain, on the other side it's a double crochet. So, so I took this scrap yarn that my mom had given me to put in a D-stash that we've had for a while, that it's great yarn, but we only had a little bit of it. And I didn't know if maybe anyone else wanted it. So I was like gonna put it in a D-stash, but I really like it. And I picked it up and I was like, this is okay. I came up here, you know, to get stuff so I could figure out what she was doing wrong. And I grabbed a ball of that and I grabbed this red hook. And it's just a random red hook. It doesn't even have a size on it. It literally does not have a size on it. Do you see? Nothing. This hook was my great-grandmother's. When my grandfather passed away, my great-grandfather passed away. He was almost 99. She had died years before. Like, he died when I was 30 or 31, 32. He died really, I was old. I got to know him really well, which was great. And when he died, I was helping my dad settle the estate, like going through the house and like, you know, like throwing away was garbage, which really wasn't a lot because he wasn't a messy person, but he kept every envelope he ever was sent in the mail. And so there were things like that. Like, it was just paper. It wasn't, no dust, I mean, no nothing. It was fine. But I went over there and like, he had a piggy bank full of dimes from like the 40s. And if you have a dime that's before the Kennedy assassination, which is a weird marking, but that is true. If you have a dime, they were made out of actual silver. So we took all those and, you know, you don't just put them in a coin machine. You take them and you take them to a jeweler and you literally get the silver weight for them. So we were like doing stuff like that, like separating stuff out. He had a trunk full of vintage towels, like those kind that were like terry and they had the flowers in them. I really should have kept those because those are really cool. But I was like, ew, someone else's towels. And then I'm thinking, like, people buy those off Etsy and stuff all the time now. They were perfectly clean because my great-grandmother was the cleanest person on earth. She used to come babysit for us and clean out the entire, like, fridge and then make dinner. My mother loved when she came to babysit for us. Rocky would play with us and Grandma Lucy would clean out the fridge. It was great. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. She made us Afghans when we were little. She made a lot of crochet Afghans. So I took all of her needles. I don't know where they are right now. I have them, like, they're somewhere over here. I think they're over there. And she did a lot of lace too. So she has these random needles. I don't even know, how do you check the size of a crochet needle? Like, do you use I don't even know. Do you use one of those like needle things? I have no idea. Anyway, I took this and I took the yarn because I was like, I'm not doing a project. I'm just showing her how to fix this. And I loved the way it was knitting up. Crocheting up. And so I said, okay, well, what pattern are you doing? And she said, I'm doing the Daphne Afghan, I'll put it in the down bar here, by TL Yarn Crafts. And Toni Lipsy runs that website and it's all of her stuff. And it's amazing. It is amazing. And I had already followed her on Instagram, but I guess, you know, Instagram decides who you see and who you don't see. So I hadn't seen a lot of her stuff lately and I had forgotten, and that's awful. And I, you know, so I went on her website and I saw the pattern. This is actually a free pattern, which I'm actually going to go buy a copy of it because she gave it away for free, but I don't know. I feel like if you really like a pattern, you should pay for it. So I'm going to go back and buy it. But I also liked the idea that I could read it before I bought it. And I know that that's hard for, you know, like you can't do that in a lot of sense because a lot of designers, because you'd be giving away your patterns, and if people just didn't want to pay you, they wouldn't. And that's not right. But on the other hand, I buy a lot of patterns sometimes just to read them to find out, yeah, I'm not into this. And so I have bought a lot of patterns I haven't made, which is fine. I'm fine with supporting designers. That's fine. But still, it's not fun. But here is the Afghan that I'm making. It's made out of 4 triangles, and then you seam them together, and then you put a border on it. So I had the colors that I needed. Well, I didn't have the colors I needed. I had the cream and I had this raspberry color, and then I had to find all the other colors of the rainbow. And I have been ordering from Starlight Knitting Society. I believe they're in the Pacific Northwest. And I've been ordering from Grace and Pearl right here in Jersey. No, I'm sorry. Grace and Pearl is the new one in Jersey? It might be. This one is called Wool and Grace. Wool and Grace, and that's in Summit, New Jersey, I believe. And I've been there. This store is amazing. I haven't been to the new one in Jersey yet, which is, I believe, down by Chelsea Yarns. So this is a knitting and a needlepoint shop. So needlepoint is my next thing that I want to tackle, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this is the triangle that I have. Long story short, long story even longer. This is the triangle so far. I love it! Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. It's so good. Let me see it. I love it. So this is just one piece, and I've started the second piece already, which is right here. So I'm here. It's so good, right? It's so, so good. So this is a yarn called Simply Worsted by Haiku. It's either Haiku or Haiku. I'm sorry, I don't know. And sometimes, I don't know how you would look that up. How would I look up someone saying the word? I don't know. But let me show you the label. So, Simply Worsted. There, okay, there we go. Simply Worsted. Simply with an I. Okay. And this is, as you can see, it's merino and acrylic and nylon. So it is not just wool. It is, let's see, 55, 28 acrylic, and then 17 nylon. And it feels so, so nice. And I think when you're going to make a blanket, it's hard to make a blanket just out of wool, unless you're making something maybe out of fingering weight. Like I made the granny stripe blanket. Where is my granny stripe blanket? Okay, I'm gonna have to find that. It's gotta be around here somewhere. That was my chair. I cleaned the craft attic, and in order to clean something, you have to make it dirty, and it's nuts right now because my husband bought a desk to put over there with like 5 new monitors. I swear it's like a bat cave. Anyway, doesn't he know this is for crafting? Like, we literally bought the house with this room so that I could put my crap up here. Anyway, so rude. So Simply Worsted by Haiku. And I recommend this yarn. I don't know if it's discontinued. If it is, buy a lot for your project. It runs about $13 to $16 a skein. Perfectly reasonable if you're, for something like this that you're going to need like a shit ton for, right? So, I've got the colors going. I don't know the exact ones. I think this is Nile blue, turquoise, orange, some sort of yellow. This one is called Bubblegum down here, which is so weird because I thought it was going to be pink and it came purple, but I'm happy it came purple. And then Grape Jelly and Raspberry and blue. And this one's like something pressed olive or something. This one's Kiwi. So there are a ton. I know that the knitting place in Port Washington carries it. You can literally search it on Google and it will come up with who sells it. Starlight Knitting Society is almost out, but I know that Wool and Grace in Summit has a good amount of it in different colors. So I am doing that. And so that's how much I've got on this one. And so I should be able to finish this in the next 2 days and start on the third one. And I want it done by her birthday. Now, she has asked me for an escape room birthday, which is so weird and cool at the same time. Like, I like that Franny has this like imagination, and I like that she still believes in me and thinks I can create these things. So I'm trying not to disappoint her yet. But I think I'm going to hide. We have a closet upstairs. The linen closet, and I put a lock and key on it because we were keeping some of our cleaning supplies in it when they were little, and I didn't want them to be able to get into it. I have since ruined the door and the hinge so that if you open it, it falls off because I had a mirror next to it, I opened the door, the mirror fell in between the door and the hinge, and when I'm going, why won't this close? And I'm pushing, and it was pulling the hinge off the wall. It was literally just stripping the screws. So now it just hangs off, so I have to fix that. But I'll fix it. And it's a good door. It's the only door in the house that really locks. So I think I'm going to lock all of her presents in there, and I'm going to hide the key. And I'm going to give her clues to find the key, because I think that's what you're doing in an escape room, right? You're trying to find the key. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I keep checking my phone because I don't know. Oh, okay. Because it keeps dinging. Like we like the Simply Worsted and Simply Safe. Simply Safe is our alarm system for my house. And it's so great. If you need an alarm system, ADT was driving us nuts. We got Simply Safe. It's amazing. The initial cost is like a bit, but then it's like $15 a month. It's amazing. Always coordinate your Yeti to your outfit. Just saying. Okay, I'm just taking a breath because I don't know, for some reason I am babbling away today. All right, well, it's my podcast. I'm going to do whatever I want. So anyway, I have all this yarn that I ordered to make sure I had enough. Oh, I probably could just read the colors. And then I ordered this for the border, because if you had seen in the squares, I started with pink because I wanted to start it and I had pink. We should have started with red, but I couldn't find any red for a while. So then I bought skeins of this, and this is going to be the border. So please log on to TL Yarn Crafts and take a look if you want to learn how to crochet. I do think this is a really good, albeit long, beginner pattern. If you have not crocheted before. You can even use one of these as a shawl or make a small baby blanket for someone. And as I said, the pattern's free, but she has a YouTube companion video, which literally goes from start to finish of this pattern. So if you are someone who is very new to crochet, she does it. You need to, I would say, to learn how to chain and learn how to do a single crochet and a double crochet. And then watch this video, and she will do it step by step from beginning to end, this entire blanket. So I think that's amazing. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to go back and pay for the pattern, because she put a lot of work into it, and people deserve to be paid for their labor. Right? I'm sorry. I'm like so thirsty. Okay. All right. So that is, well, I have one more whip. I haven't worked on this in a while, but I showed you guys this last time, and I don't think I've made any progress on it. And I actually think it's really ugly, the colors I put together, but I'm just going to do it. Do you ever have one of those projects that's like a kitchen sink project, and you just kind of like, oh, you're in the middle of something, or you don't feel like working on the project that you're like working on currently, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to do this. This is kind of this project. And it's not because I don't like the pattern. I love the pattern. The pattern is called Persevere, I believe, or Perseverance, by Shannon Squire. And it's really designed to be a temperature blanket or a temperature shawl. You know, like every day you'll do a row or two in the color of that you've assigned for the temperature that's outside, which is great. If you live in a place that has 4 seasons like I do, is absolutely excellent. So, but what I did is I just added a bit of a ridge to it. So at the end of each color and the beginning of each color, I do one row of straight knit. I knit back and forth with one color, and then I start the next color and I knit back and forth with that color. And it makes this really cool ridge. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Let me try to find a color that's less busy. Let's see. How about that? Right there. Yeah, there you can see it. See it? And it gave it this really, really nice texture. So you can see, like, it's almost like little, not quadrants, but like the, you know, it just gives it a ridge each time you start and finish. And you do it any width that you want. I just picked out colors, you know. What I'm doing actually is like this. So I had this one. It has turquoise in it. So I picked a turquoise. Then I had the turquoise. This had lighter turquoise in it. So I picked a lighter turquoise. Then this light turquoise had purple in it. So I picked a purple. And then I tried to pick a color that had purple in it. So I'm kind of like speckle coupling, I guess we could say. Like this color here has like brown in it, and it had So I put brown on one side. It has rust in it, so rust is on the other side. This green is in the pink. This pink has green in it. You can't really see it. It's like over here. And then this white has pink in it. And then this white has brown in it, and this has brown in it. So I'm kind of like just, that's what I'm going to call it, speckle coupling. Some of them are solids and some are speckles. And I hope to finish that by next fall, so I've got some time. It's a good summer project because it's really light and easy to take around with you. But of course, I went stash diving and took every single thing that I could find and just put it in this big bag. And so I've got like just some randos like in here waiting that go with things, you know, random skeins, and then there's that. So I love this pattern. I do. I really like this pattern a lot. And I was knitting it with these, which I don't remember. I think they're knit picks. And they're the plastic ones. And this is, again, a size 7, which is my favorite thing to work with. I'm holding fingering weight double as DK. So I'm working with a 7, and I was like, okay, it came right off. So I'm like, do I trust it and put a little bit of like crazy glue in there, or do I buy a new one? It doesn't like actually fall off, like you have to pull it, but I don't want to like, I think I have some Gorilla Glue. I'm going to put that in there. So that should be fine. I'm not so upset about dropping stitches as much as I used to be. So one of the things that's really good about putting that ridge in is that, you know, it's a lacy pattern. Well, it's not lacy. It's got increases and decreases and things in it, right? You're holding it up right. You know, central double decrease. It's got, you know, K2 togs in it and this and that. So sometimes, you know, when you're like, if you drop a stitch, you're like, oh crap, and it's dropping all down K2 togs and you're like, shit, I can't fix this. So when you put this ridge in, you can drop down to where you just did knit stitches, and it's easy to fix it that way. So there you go. Okay, so what should we go into next? Why do I feel like I had an FO somewhere that I never showed you guys? I mean, that's highly unlikely. I finished a shawl a couple months ago. I do not know where it is. It's not good. I'm telling you. Once I clean things, I can't find shit. Anyway, I haven't talked to you guys since when? I don't know. So for Valentine's Day, which was a while ago, we did a tea party. I love the tea parties. And so every couple months I'll do a tea party. And I always forget how much work it is. It's like a lot of work because I have to dig out all the teacups and wash everything and then get the fascinators out and then get a tablescape that matches. Make the sandwiches. This one doesn't like this. This one doesn't like this. But the girls are so cute. They're so cute with the fascinators on. I get them dresses from Bowden. And then Sammy likes to hold her cup with both hands, and I just heat up some lemonade for them. And we had an advent. It's not an advent, really. It was just a countdown calendar from Sweet Skein of mine, which the minis have been integrated into my big mini stash so far. I don't know where that is right now. But it was so much fun, and she had such good stuff in it. And so she made an actual 14 skein, mini skein countdown. It came with like chocolates and things. It was fabulous. Amanda, I loved it. And then Chelsea Yarns did a 10 skein one with like all sorts of chocolates and things also. So I took hers and I took the bags from her advent that I had kept because they were like little like gauze bags with numbers on them. And I put each of those in so the girls could each open one each day. We also did a Sugar Fina calendar, so that was fun, but I'm never buying one of those again. I mean, I'd buy it, but I keep them because they're such good cardboard. They're made so well, but the sweets are right? So I kept the one from Hanukkah, I have the ones from Christmas, and I kept the ones from Valentine's Day. And I don't know if they're going to come out with another one, but I'll buy the countdown calendars like this year and then just keep them. Again, this is from Sugar Fina. It's like a candy company. I really like their vegan cranberry bears, but other than that, their stuff is just whatever, right? I can buy Swedish Fish, like no big deal. So their robin's eggs are good. They're good. They're caramel. They're good. I eat those by the truckload. But I keep them because they're you just pull out the little thing and take these little candy bags out. And I'm like, well, next year I'll go to this. There's a chocolatier near us called Bromelo's. They make exceptionally good like creams. Those are my favorites. I used to buy those. The Russell Stover's boxes that were just the creams, like the chocolate covered cream ones, and I would just like house those all by myself. I have really good eating habits. So I'm just next year gonna fill those cups with those. I'm gonna twist them into little cello wrappers or little pieces of parchment, because that's eco-friendly. And I'm just gonna have the girls open that every day, because Sugarfina, these boxes are like so expensive. I would buy them when they went on sale, like after, because they were so expensive. And then it's like candy. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, that's what we did for Valentine's Day, and I vlogged it. So if you guys have not seen it, it's on Gemma Darling Daily, the channel. And you guys can see our 14 days of, what did I call it? Vlogentines or Valen Vlog. I don't know what I'm going to call it next year. But anyway, Mari-Lisa Lugo did it also from Girl Meets Yarn. Hers is great. So at the end of the day, I'd be editing mine. I'd sit down and watch hers. It was fantastic. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you guys know Jacqueline Salem, she used to be a podcaster. I don't know if she still actually sits down and podcasts about her knitting. She's very into sewing lately, and her garments are beautiful. So she's getting married this year, and she started vlogging a lot more, and it's epic. I love it. She put a greenhouse in her backyard. I love to see what she's going to grow. Sorry, crinkle alert. And so she's a very, very wonderful maker, and I love watching hers. So I'm trying to think what else. Why is this chair all off? My butt's falling. I think I just put on bed underwear today. We all have them. We all have that pair that doesn't sit right. We all have it. Anyway, so let me show you some Sashquisitions that I've gotten, and then I will dismiss the people that don't want to listen to me rant about politics, and then we'll go into like the really juicy stuff about how the world is going to hell in a handbasket. So I love to support Chelsea Yarns. I think that Christina and Tad are such wonderful, wonderful people. I love watching her vlog. She releases a vlog maybe once a month. I'm trying not to crinkle. I'm so sorry. Where is the other thing? I have other stuff from her. Did I not bring it up? Fungal. I had the Valentine's Day skein. I know I'm going to find this as soon as I get downstairs. Anyway, so she had this, she had some stuff for the Coupe collection. This I thought was really fun with the rainbows in it, and it was like a light pink, and I'm going to make Franny a hat for her birthday out of this, if I get to it, with the blanket, obviously. But this one was called something Coupe. So, chicken Coupe. I don't know, but it's on her bulky base, and I really, really like the bulky base. I actually want to make a Waves of Change jacket out of her bulky base, so maybe we'll get to that sometime this year. And I ordered this. This is actually for my mom. It is called... What? I could just silence it. I know what you're saying. I know. But, like... Okay, my mom sent me a picture of a pancake that looks like my dog. Thanks, Mom. I saw it yesterday. It was actually really funny. This is called Bleached Denim. And I saw it on her line, and I know my mother loves blue. She loves blue, and she loves making sweaters with blue and white. The ones online had a lot more of the navy in them than these skeins do. But I love it like this. Oh my God. It's like so beautiful. Like she made, it's like, it's got these gold speckles. Can you see it? It's like right there. Gorgeous. I ordered 8 skeins of it, and she said to me, you know what? I'm going to re-dye them so that they all match. And she made me this fresh batch, and here's one with a lot of it in it. And I'm so thankful. So I'm going to give them to my mom, and if she doesn't end up using it, then I'm going to make some long cardigan out of it. I think that they are absolutely gorgeous. Again, it's called Bleached Denim, and if you lived through the 80s, and the early 90s, Bleached Denim was the be-all, end-all. If you had bleached denim, you were awesome. That and some Cavariccis. But I ordered 8 skeins of it. And I also like the bags that she uses. Now, I'm not a fan of plastic, but yarn has to be sent in plastic, obviously. I've had some sent wrapped in paper, and thankfully it got here totally fine. And I know that Knit Collage sends in boxes, but their boxes are thick and very, very reusable. I love their boxes. I have them stacked up in the basement. My husband keeps going, are we going to get rid of these? I'm like, these are perfectly good boxes. Anyway, her bags are this thick, thick plastic. And so I reuse them. I absolutely do. I use them for like anything that I need to really keep like bugs out of and stuff. I store a lot of the yarn in the bags that I have because it's such a good grade of plastic. And you know, if you're going to use plastic, which you have to again, just use something good enough to be reusable. I feel like we're just throwing way too much stuff away. And if you look, not for yarn, obviously, but for sandwiches and for food and things, I use stasher bags now. They're amazing. And I also found these eco bags that are like, they literally function the same as Ziploc bags and they're biodegradable. So just do a little bit of research and you'll find this stuff. I usually find a lot of it on Thrive Market, which we subscribe to. It's like $100 a year, which I thought was crazy just for a subscription, not even to get anything. We did it at the beginning of the pandemic when you could not get like a food order and if you didn't want to go to the supermarket. And I've come to love so many things on Thrive Market. They have this brand that has no garlic and onions and Andy is loving it. And we're getting all these salsas and these salad dressings and things. And our food is slowly starting to taste better. Poor guy. He hasn't tasted an onion in a couple of years. I mean, can you imagine? But I'm going to say poor me also because I literally used to eat dinner. My dinner would be a little bit of mustard, a dollop of sour cream, some boiled, then fried pierogies, and a ton of fried onions on top. Like, it was delicious. Oh my God. I get those pierogies, like, you can either get the ones in, like, your grocer's refrigerator, or I get the frozen ones, the grocer's freezer. Get them in your grocer's freezer. The Mrs. T's, they're so good. They're so good. Anyway, I digress. This is from Chelsea Yarns. Again, it's called Bleached Denim. It's 8 skeins that I got, and I'm giving them to my mom for Mother's Day, and hopefully she'll make something beautiful out of them. And if not, I will take it back and make something myself. I'm a wonderful gift giver. Okay, so what else did I get? Okay, I got this. There was an update for Hohi Locatelli, and I am very into belt bags right now, so I got a belt bag. This bag is specially designed to fit a skein of yarn. So, put a skein in it. And so, like, you're outside watching your kids play soccer and you want to knit, it's on your waist. And you can just pull off it. Where is the end? I don't know where the end is. Why don't I know where the end is? What the hell is wrong with this skein? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Is that it? Am I ruining it? Oh. Got it. Okay, I tucked it in. Who tucks it in? I don't tuck it in. That's weird. Someone's been touching my yarn. I'm going to use monster voice like Sammy. Sammy uses monster voice. Anyway, it's made to fit one. I believe it can fit 2 skeins of yarn in there. And you just close it up. I don't particularly love the snaps. I love the way they look. They're a little difficult if it's not full. And you can wear it across you or you can wear it around your waist. And what I really like is it's a buckle here, right? It's very long. It's very, very long. So you can make it a very big or a very small size. If it's small, it just kind of goes across here. I just kind of let it hang out across my belly. But I have some Kate Spade ones like this, and you have to unbuckle them and buckle them every time you want to take them on and off. This is brilliant. She put one of these on it. So you fix it to your size, and then you literally just put it around you. I'm going to do it up here so you guys can see it. I don't wear it around here. Don't make fun of me. I can hear you. So you can do it like that. You can make it a little bit bigger. You could wear it across yourself because a lot of people, I'd say when you're traveling, it's a great time to do that. This is probably too small, but you put it on like this. Oh no, that fits. And you carry right here up on you like this. Booby bag. And even if this is actually insanely comfortable up here. It really it fits against you in curves. Our stuff is made out of such good leather. So anyway, that, and then there's your yarn. And it comes out really, really easily. I know, it's great. Isn't it nice when you buy something and it actually doesn't disappoint? Isn't that like nice? I found my Hohi bags to be like that. I'm trying to think where the rest of them are. They're over there. I always buy them in this cognac color. I like the cognac color. Really? Shocker? Shocker? Glazed pecan? Shocker. So, I really hope this is recording because my husband got me these new cards because the kids take my little, like, cards. Okay. All right. First, I don't know, have I ever shown you this? This is so weird. My mother's giving me random things out of my house. out of her house. These are my New Kids on the Block folders. Do you see? Can you see? You can't see. It says night on it. Okay, so this was Jordan's. And these are posters that we had up on our wall when we liked New Kids on the Block. And I never threw them away. And it's in a really nice file folder from 1991. This one says, oh, and I ranked them because I'm a bitch like that. I didn't think Danny was cute back then. Right now, I think he's the most handsome, so we're going to have to redo the ranking system, but I had him as 5th cutest. And then here, Danny Wood, 5th cutest. I don't know why I did that. That's just mean, isn't it? Here's a picture of Donnie, okay, before his hairline receded. Oh, look, Chad Allen. Okay, that's awesome. I bet I could find some really great stuff on the back of these. Oh, hey there. Hey. Oh, hey there, Mark Paul Gosselaar. Hey there. Oh, God. Yeah, so we would literally spend like every bit of money that we got on New Kids on the Block in the early 90s. And then my mom's basement is just this really, really long basement that goes under the whole house. And it has this one wall that has no window. It's just like really long. And, I mean, these are thick. Do you see how thick these are? They're thick. And we would put shit tons of posters all over them. And I would take it down and put them back up. Oh, do you guys remember Perfect Gentleman? Hey, Joe, this is a little bit X-rated there. What are you doing in that picture there? Nice jacket. So I had, wow. Oh my God. And I feel like I'm going to be hanging like these posters up again. Oh, hey there, Dylan McKay. And look, how studious was Danica McKellar? I mean, how studious. And now, doesn't she have a mathematical theorem named after her? She's like an insanely talented mathematician. Oh, hey, Dill. Oh, my God. Seriously. Yeah, I'm totally hanging these up in the craft attic. Dylan McKay. I'm not sad to say I watched Riverdale just to watch him. I'm very sad that happened to him. Okay, I don't need Ian Ziering. But okay, so this was John. And you know that there really weren't very many pictures of John. Oh my God! Oh, these are so going on my wall. Hey, crybaby. There you go. I'm sorry. Are you guys having fun with this? This is just making the podcast too long. Should I get to my rants? And if you want to know who my favorite was... He's still my favorite. Oh, look at there. There's a nice Paula Abdul picture. Oh my God, this is hysterical. I'm enjoying this really, really one. Where is this from? Look at this. Poster of the month was Jackie Joyner Kersey. Yeah, well, she was amazing. So she got a whole pull out. I save everything. I don't know why Joe's folder is not as thick, though. Oh, yeah, well, there were a lot of these. Oh, Joe, you're so bad. You're so bad, Joe. Oh, my God, there's, like, Plasti-Tack on these from 1991. They're ripping. I can't. But, I mean, Jordan, where's your shirt? I mean... I was only like 11. I don't need to see your nipples. Anyway, Joe McIntyre is 17 and this is 1990. Okay. We're going to put these down now. But, you know what I was telling my husband the other day, it's actually really nice that a lot of the people I liked as a child, like that were my, like, you know, child idols or like that I consumed their art, you know, I would call New Kids on the Block artists. They grew up to be really nice people. Like Keanu Reeves, I was just like, after I saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I was like, oh my God, I love him. And I still love him. I do. I mean, he is a good person. If you search him on the internet, there are pictures of him sitting with homeless people and like giving them what they need. He is a good person. Alyssa Milano was always one of my like idols because she was an Italian girl. There weren't very many Italian girls. And I was like, okay, you know, she's got some sideburns. She probably takes off her mustache like I do. Like she probably has to shave every 10 minutes every time she gets cold. And now she is so no bullshit. If you follow her on Instagram, she's just always fighting for what's right, you know, politically. She's not afraid to say and do what she thinks. And I completely admire her for that. Maya Bialik. I loved Blossom. I mean, I kind of looked like her in the 90s and I wore those hats with the brim up and sunflower, everything. And I loved watching Blossom because I love Joey Lawrence. But Maya Bialik is like, she's like what is she, a neurologist or something? Like she's she's like literally has like a PhD in brain science. I mean, these people grew up to be very, very good people. And I don't know if our kids have these sort of role models anymore. So that's kind of making me sad. I mean, I would never knock the Kardashians for doing what they do. They figured out how to make money from like nothing. I give them credit for that. But I don't know. I don't want them to be my kids' idols. You know, I don't want like my kid to come to me and want like, you know, $100,000 worth of plastic surgery like Kylie Jenner got. Like that girl was adorable before. And yeah, she's pretty, but like, you know, I just don't want my kids to think like that. But anyway, the New Kids on the Block, so fun. And they're good people. They're good people. I mean, Donnie married Jenny McCarthy, which is a little weird, but to each his own. I don't hate her, but I don't like that whole anti-vax thing she started. That was really crap. Anyway, great. Now avian flu is infecting poultry and going to make poultry prices rise. Great! It's like one thing after another. It literally is. Anyway, okay, back to Stashquisitions. Let's get back to some happy yarn stuff. I ordered from, just randomly, I saw this on, I don't remember if I saw it on Instagram or if I saw it on, sometimes I go on Etsy and I just search hand dyers. This is Earthen Empress Fibers. This color is called Marshmallow Pie, and I loved it. If you mix pink and purple with brown, I am there. I love it. Look at that. Unbelievable. Isn't that beautiful? She didn't have it on DK right now. She only had it on singles, but I literally can see myself making something out of this. Maybe like a brown cardigan with some, I don't know, brown, pink or purple, some of my glazed pecan, and like this. I think it's beautiful. So this is Earthen Empress Fibers. And I got a thank you note inside. The girl, I believe her name is Carrie. I don't know enough, and I should. So what I wanted really this, I wanted it for this brown because I thought this brown was very tonal. It has a lot of like golds in it. And I really like this. This is called Cinnamon Stick. And I bought 2 of this because I have 4 of these from Chelsea Yarns. And if you see how it has the chocolate color in it, I'm going to make a sweater that I'm going to knit with this. I'm going to make this from like the neck down and like half the sleeves. And then I'm going to put like a block of this on the bottom because I don't have enough of this. And if I get another one, it may not match. And so and this is very busy. So I figured I could make that for the top of the sweater and I'm going to do like half the sleeve in it. So I'm going to knit to about past the boobs and then do the sleeves and then use the rest of this, just a little bit, I'll have one going on the arms and I'll have one going here and I'll knit as far as I can. And then I'm going to put this in. And I just think this is beautiful. I think it's beautiful. And I think it looks really nice together. And it's a BRIO-DUO. What? It's a BRIO-DUO. 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 Okay. So those I got. And then I got one more from her. Again, this is Earthen Empress Fibers. And this is called Bog to Beach. I don't understand the reference, but I think it's a really cool green. And my sister loves greens, and I'm always looking for DK that's really dyed vibrantly. A lot of times, I'm guessing that dyers will make their dye formulas for like fingering weight, because I believe fingering weight is probably produced the most. But I'm a DK fan, and so I look for DKs that are dyed real saturated. I love a saturated, good DK. So I got those. Again, Earthen Empress Fibers. I believe I bought them. I believe I got them on Etsy, so check it out. This marshmallow pie is just epic. Epic. So I decided to finally order some knit collage from Pearl Soho. And it's expensive and it's worth it. So I just ordered 3 because I wanted to see the colors in person, and I figured whenever I have a project that I'm doing and I want the color, I'll order it. These are insane. It's like knit collage on frickin' crack. It's so great. They're called Comet, and I believe that's why they have a shit ton of stellina in them. So this one is called Pink Moon. I think you guys know that I love stuff that's like celestial. So, I mean, like, look at this. Look at this. It's like these, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's so good. This one's called Pink Moon. This one is, I mean, look at this. It's like, I mean, this one's called Neptune. It's so good. I mean, it's got this, like, look at the green that's in here. Green and fuchsia and, oh my God. Can we just talk? Can we just talk for a sec? And then I got this one. Just like, let's see, what's this one called? Stardust. Ziggy! There's a starman waiting in your skein. Oh, I love it. It's so good, right? The gold. Ding, ding, ding. So that is my knit collage. And you know, as I said, the knit along, make along, sorry, it's coming up. So everyone in the knit collage community has been talking about crochet lately because Vanessa has really catapulted it to the forefront. And she said that this is one of the best granny square books. So of course, before she even finished saying it, I bought it. So this is called the Ultimate Granny Square Source Book. And it really is excellent. I was looking through it and it just has the most, look at this. You can make like an apple. I mean, it's got the most amazing things in it. Look at this one. You know, and I mean, the use of negative space in these is amazing, and it tells you at the top what size it ends up being. This is an 80 stitch square. So if you're gonna make like a granny square blanket and you want all different squares in it, it says like this one is a 112 stitch square. So you wouldn't pair that with an 80 stitch square. So then like this one's another 112. So you can like pair those two together if you want to make a blanket because they will seam up nicely and turn out the same size. Look at this one. I mean, the swirl, that's so cool. And of course it has a great cover and I'm really just a sucker for great covers. So I got this. And then I think this is one of my last, no, I have 2 more down there. Okay. I really want to learn how to embroider. So I decided to get a book on embroidery, and I thought that this one was really cool. It's called Mystical Stitches, and it's by Christy Johnson. And it says Embroidery for Personal Empowerment and Magical Embellishment. That's great, right? It's like a really good title. And the stuff in it is so exquisite. And how, look, this one is all stars and planets. Right? I mean, like, look at that. And let's see. She shows how to like put it on bags. It's just, it's a really great book. And I also love people that are very present online. It makes them, accessible. So if you have a question or a problem, she also has in here like, be kind to your body. She's got some like yoga things in here. And it's just a really, it's all about creating your creative ritual, things that work for you, and make it calming and soothing as it's supposed to be instead of aggravating. So I really love this, especially because she's standing in a garden, and we all know I'm a sucker for gardens, but I love that. So I think it's beautiful. It's stitch methods. Like it's a really comprehensive book. Again, it's called Mystical Stitches. She actually had an online course and I bought it and I haven't watched any of it yet. They had like live Q&As and all this stuff, and I didn't make it to any of the sessions, but I believe I can still access them, so I'm gonna have to try and do that. I'll let you guys know how that was. So I bought this special edition of Yarn and Stitch. Very cool. I really like how there's a man on the cover. I think that's great because we really don't celebrate our male stitchers enough. They're wonderful. But I did buy this for another reason, and it's because it's got a big section on my friend, the iconic Orange Lady. And I think that this picture right here of her is so amazing. It's so fun. Look at all these wonderful pictures. So if you guys are able to get your hands on this, it's a wonderful read. It's written by someone we all know and love, and we should offer support because she gives us free content on the daily. Free content, free inspiration, and happiness, truthfully. So, grab it. This is such a good picture, isn't it? I love it. I love it. I kind of want to like cut it out and put it on the wall. I hate that I have a craft attic. It has like, I love like the attic feel up here, but I hate that I can't like put stuff on the walls. So I'm going to start putting stuff like on the staircase coming up. So anyway, Yarn and Stitch. I think I ordered that from the UK. And then I have these that I bought. I never showed you guys. I'm going to take them out of the package. Twill and Print. Tiffany, she's extremely talented. And she made these beautiful progress keepers. Can you see those? Are they blowing out? Too dark. This one, they're like the, all right, wait, they're moving. Okay, is that better? See the one, this one's like the sun, and this one is like the moon phases. And so my zodiac sign is Cancer, and I'm a Cancer moon child, and our stone is Moonstone, and I like love moons. So where's my moon? I have the sun is on this side today, and the moon is on this side. So these are from Wanderlust & Co. I love them. I love them. So I bought those in the blue, and I also got them in this purple, which kind of looks gray because my eyes are blowing out because I'm looking at all of these. Can you see that? And these are from Twill and Print. And I don't know if she has them right now. I think that I bought these a while ago, but I never showed them to you, and I wanted to show you guys. So that is the end of my yarniness, and I think that was really long, and I think I've been going at this for a really long time, and I probably have to go downstairs because it's burger night and I have to make burgers, though Andy's been really, really good at making burgers lately. I bought these Cuisinart cloches. Do you know what that is? You know what a cloche hat is from the 1940s and 1920s? They're those hats that kind of look like a bell. But they make cloches for cooking, so that because I like my burgers well done, but I don't want to eat a hockey puck. I just don't like it pink. And so you pan sear both sides, and then you turn it on low, and you put the cloche over it, and it basically like steams it inside. So I don't have any pink, but I'm not eating a hockey puck. And so I use that. It's also good to stop things from like splattering if you're making a steak, stuff like that. And so Andy's been all fancy. Like he's got his big fancy espresso machine that's taking over my whole kitchen. But now he's using the cloches. He started using all my cast iron, and I'm like, go ahead. If you want to cook, go for it. Go for it. So, but, what has happened since I last podcast? Oh yeah, Russia has decided to ruin the planet. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I am half Jewish. My mother's family came here from a small town outside of Kyiv, Ukraine in 1923. It's interesting when you're going through your lineage and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, that they went from here to, but you realize people don't move around because they want to. They move around because governments run by men decide to fight with each other with missiles, and basically they don't care if they hit civilians or they ruin people or we have to leave our way of life. I mean, I'm thankful that they came here to America, but they didn't want to. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like anyone leaves because they want to. Like my Sicilian family, they didn't leave Sicily because they didn't want to stay in Sicily. They left Sicily because they couldn't eat, because no one cared if there was food on their table. I know a lot of people complain about the social programs here in America and how, why should I have to pay for other people? Because we are a country that doesn't let our people starve. And I'm sorry, like when you're watching what's happening in Ukraine, you're watching what is done to people in Russia. They're not even being given the actual news of what's going on. And they don't know what to believe or not because that's the only news that's being allowed into their country. And so then you start to see the similarities. Now you start to see like, wait a second, Trump was trying to do that. He was trying to silence a free press. He was trying to only put out there what he wanted us to know. That's where the scary stuff happens, and that's why I'm always ranting about him, because we need to wake up and watch what's going on in the rest of the world. So that's why I really do urge you guys. I know that there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in our personal life, right? I'm grieving my father. It's been 6 months. I still cry every single night. I cry while I'm cooking dinner. I cry all the time. And I'm really, really upset about it. And one of the things I'm really upset about is that I can't talk to him anymore because he was brilliant and he paid attention to everything. He watched every single news source out there because he wanted to see the contrasts of what we were being told. And he would watch Fox News so that he knew what these other people, like, unfortunately, we have friends that believe in this stuff, and he wanted to know what they were seeing. And you have to watch everything. Now, so, you know, I'm literally, I watch the news. I have tears running down my face. I wish I lived closer to Russia or Ukraine so that I can take some of these refugees in. I absolutely would be taking in some of these people. Absolutely. I mean, I don't fit into my house as it is, but I mean, how privileged is that? I have a whole house and I act like I don't fit into it because it's full of crap that I buy. No. If people were fleeing other countries, they deserve to have a safe place to sleep. And I just am beside myself watching what's going on in the world. And there are so many other things I could talk to you about that are going on in the world right now. Ketanji Brown Jackson, is that woman not phenomenal? Like, she's extraordinary. I actually think she probably is going to be the most intelligent person to have ever sat on that court. And you know me, I'm an RGB fan, right? RBG. I said it wrong. RBG. But KBJ, I don't know. I wish they existed at the same time because I think the two of them together, their intelligence, just insane. This woman is the most impartial person I have ever seen. Like, she literally, I mean, we know how she must feel personally as a black woman in America, but she makes judgments based on what laws are given to her. Watching Ted Cruz grill her the other day and Josh Hawley, like, they are not even in the same playing field as her. And the fact that she has to answer questions from people who sell themselves to people to get elected, like, she has a resume full of work that she has accomplishments, you know? And she has to be questioned by these people. I mean, Ted Cruz asking her with all that, the Ibram Kendi books, I was like, oh my God. I was like about to like pull out my own eyeballs. I couldn't. Anyway, I always think about things that I want to talk to you guys about when I'm doing this rant at the end of my podcast. But the truth is, I just want you guys all to pay attention. I just want you to pay attention to what's going on and compare it to how good you've got it. Right now, I'm going through some health problem where, like, I don't know if it's just my grief that is swallowing me up and I feel dizzy and I feel like tight in my head all the time. And like, I just feel awful. My heart skips like 4 beats in a row. I think we all just need to take a deep breath and figure out how we can help, because everyone's decided that the pandemic is over and we don't need masks anymore. And like, I'm sorry, but the last time we did that, we got Delta, we got Omicron. We're just going to get a new variant, and we're going to be fighting this for the rest of our fucking lives because of these people that just make these decisions like we don't need masks. Wear your mask. It's really not a huge inconvenience. It is just not. The idea, remember like when someone you were with got like a little too close to you and you'd be like, oh, their breath stinks. You don't have to go through that anymore. Wear your mask. Don't smell people. It's a win-win. I just, wow, it is really weird outside. Woo. The sky is weird. I think it's like the end of like Wizard of Oz, or the beginning or the end. I don't know. Yeah, that looks bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm like a little bird that just gets distracted. Oh, look. Yes. I'm sick of being upset. I think we all are. Spring is coming. We've started all our seeds. I have a literal greenhouse in my living room, which I'm sure you're not surprised at. I'm going to show you some of those. I have a vlog coming, and we're just going to vlog a lot of spring because I need this. I need these wins in my life. It was a very dark winter. Please don't think that just because you're not seeing a lot of people go into the hospital for the pandemic, for COVID, that it's not happening. The numbers are still the same. They are. If you're not vaccinated, if your kids aren't vaccinated, my kids aren't vaccinated yet, so we haven't really rejoined society yet. You would think I'm super popular. What time is it? Yeah, okay, I need to go eat my burger. I just, the pandemic's not over. Please stay vigilant. Stay home when you can. Bubble with people. We bubble with my mother. And just stay vigilant because, just because the summer may be a nice time to go outside and do stuff, if you want to have people over outside, that's great. I still want people wearing masks around my kids because they're unvaccinated. Now they want us to get a fourth boost. It's like, come on. We're the people that are doing everything right and we're the ones that are suffering still. So I'm just asking you, please be careful. Pay attention to what's going on in the world and change the channel. Like if you see someone that's watching Fox News, just ask them to change the channel for like 5 minutes. Just you want to see the stark contrast of what else is on the other channels. They're going to tell you that Rachel Maddow is lying. They're going to tell you that Don Lemon doesn't know what he's talking about or that Anderson Cooper's not really in Lviv right now. But maybe you'll crack through. I think we have to try. So until next time, everyone, thank you for coming with me along this journey of yarny goodness. And I really just always appreciate your comments and you guys tuning in. And I will keep bringing vlogs to you. Again, I have not been feeling very well, but I got this face of makeup on today and it feels good. It does. And I buy these really nice dresses just to sit in my house in. So someone's got to see them. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back at you very, very soon with hopefully with another podcast or something. So please pay attention to Gemma Darling Daily and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for staying until the end. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful spring.